The 60%, they tired beating the junkie. Now they got escort. What's gonna happen? An escort gonna make the money that's supposed to go to the faker, the deceiver. So buy some and wear a condom. That's it. Don't beat your meat. You're gonna pass out. Go outside. Go find somebody to beat it for you. Pay somebody. You pay for get your laundry. You pay for everything else. Go pay for them come to your house and help you beat your meat. That's it. Then when they finish, you pay for them to leave. Hey, big bro, can you imagine? Just think about it. From high school, before you met your wife, before anyone of us met our wife, just think about it. If we know what we know now, we will not date none of the females we're dating. We're not even entertain them. Why is that? We buying some until we meet our wife. Until we meet our wife, and our wife get our attention. Until then, we paying for it. Why am I going for a year? You got 12 months. I ain't getting no booty. All I gotta do is save up for 2 months, and I can go buy some. Man, bro, it's gonna be to the point that bachelor stay in your house. Call them up. How much for 2? How much for an hour? Oh, 400. Hey, how much for 30 minutes? Oh, an hour is $160. Well, hey, you gonna get your own Uber? Man, come on down. Give her money, knock it down, send her back home. Hello. They got by, bro. Hey, call her up. She come through. We record. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. But I'm being honest with you though. Think about this, bro. Think about this. If we know what we know now, and we're in our relationship that we're in right now, those proven relationship, the money that we spend, we will not even man, bro, we have money in our pocket because you ain't gonna keep calling her all the time. You need a different flavor. I don't need to go out to be socialized. I have at least what come through. Hello, I'm paying for the leave. I'm not paying for me to get to know her. I'm paying her for me to do the exercise and let her keep moving. Because because that's I know it was gonna happen. I was telling Mr. Seward this. I like, yo, it's gonna get to the point that woman gonna start looking at I need to work on myself because I don't want Pookie and Ray Ray to knock me up. I don't want Pookie and Ray Ray to leave me with a child and he ain't helping me out. I don't want Pookie and Ray Ray to just I'm sharing one man got 5 women pregnant and I'm the sixth. Woman gonna start working on himself. Cause I'm a female. I know a female that I met. She didn't know she was the sixth pregnant woman. He got 5 kids. And even the lady I was driving with, she said she young girl. She said I didn't know that he had baby mama, and I'm the fifth. I said, damn, the other girl was 6. You the fifth. See, but you're not working on your trauma. You're not working on getting yourself together. But you want to judge one man because you have previous bad relationship that you haven't healed off of. That's why the 60% of men deciding to just find a woman or not. We had a hand before you. Our hand was our first, you know what I'm talking about. And the lotion. Wake up, mom looking at you, what the hell you doing? Mom looking at you, what was you doing? Why your hands so sticky? I don't know, I fell asleep. And she know what it is, but she can't do nothing. She can't say nothing to you because you're becoming a man. So ladies, you in our life, you're not in our life. Our hand is always there. in our life. It's not going nowhere. So I believe that with this percent of, it's gonna get worse. That women, parents like us, we gonna train our daughter and our son. Girl, I want you to be out here with Pookie and Ray Ray. There's no bastard child come in my house. I'm not allowing that. Two things. Pookie and Ray Ray. Hey, see, Pookie and Ray Ray, they're looking for dummies. Crash dummies. And they always say that too. They're looking for a crash dummy, somebody that have no daddy in their life, somebody that's emotional destroyed, somebody that that's seeking validation, somebody that is just broken. That's just what they're looking for. But now, if the 60% are not dating no more, what's that happening for? This 60, you still got 20, you got 40 more. You got another 25% that the Pookie and Ray Ray. They get majority of females pregnant. So what's the husband? 15%, or even what? 5% of her husband. The other 10%, they already have a child. They already came from a divorce. They're not trying to go back to the same thing again. So when you break it down, only 5% men are being married. And only 1 or 2% of men are staying married for a long time. So I'm happy for the 60% that are not dating. But what I'm saying is don't keep beating your meat. Save your money and I'm not pushing prostitution, but if you gotta release that monkey, Kamehameha, you gotta let that Goku out of you, man. You gotta let Goku just go, Super Saiyan 2. But we need to understand that as a man, we got needs and urges. Woman, we're not knocking woman down that you got needs and urges, but you playing this game that you're gonna lose. Or how am I gonna lose? You lose by that child not having his father around. Now you're looking for a certain man to have a certain trait to help you raise that child. You're losing that you got 2 or 3 different baby daddies. How what that child gonna feel like? I'm not worthy for you to pick a suitable man. That the 5%, so you can train me how to be a man. I'm a boy. I'm a girl, so I can see a man that can imitate as a husband. No. I see my mother push my dad, but she ain't get too far. She know better. Just like your daughter looking at you, and we see that as y'all grown, your wife might come at you somewhere you'll be like, that ain't gonna go for it. And you think she gonna go out there and let any Pookie and Ray Ray? Nah, she gonna put them in their place. I'm looking for a husband. I'm not looking for just a one night stand. If it is, that's what it is. Put some strap on. But Pookie and Ray Ray don't like strap. But the target and the crash dummies, they rather trust somebody. They don't know, but they want a child because it's a self is a is a hole in their heart. That hole in their heart was brought by. It's not your fault your mother chose your father. It's not your fault that your father chose your mother. Vice versa. It's not your fault, but you here now. You gotta be different. You gotta set a standard for the next generation. You can't keep on having war with me or living in your mind like hurt. Why nobody see I'm hurt? No, everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt. You hurt, I'm hurt. Mr. Sewell hurt. We all got hurt in us. But we're not letting that hurt get in our way. That's why we up every day we will make some money. I don't understand.
Yes, sir. Why I think
It's
why
cause
men are not dating based on the I mean, it could be I mean it's a number of reasons, right? It's 2023, number one. So we know in these days and times, dating is totally different. Dating from I say 50 years ago is different from dating now. You know, dating 50 years ago, there was no apps, there was no internet. Uh, you know, dating 50 years ago was a lot different from dating now because you really had to get to know the person. I see more so people are moving more fast paced. And I think that's why you see the influx of, you know, of bad experiences because people are not taking time to get to know somebody before they date them. Uh, again, in the beginning, you meet somebody, it's a physical attraction, right? So it's not necessarily you technically, you can't say you love somebody because you don't know somebody enough to love them, right? So it's not love. So what we looking at now is the physical attraction. See, in the first 10 minutes, because you don't know the person, right? But in the first 10 minutes, the woman had, or the first 5 minutes, the woman realizes, okay, I'm gonna have sex with this man. And the man, you know how we think, we already know in seconds, right? So it don't take us minutes. So our way of practice is a little different. But now when we look at dating, right, today, um, what are some of the qualities people are putting on dating? Because now I see when people go date, they're not looking for a potential wife or husband. 9 times when they go date, is friends with benefits. So that right there is there's no concrete stable point when you start dating because most people when they go into dating, it's a physical attraction. So 50 years ago, when someone dated, those couple had a high chance of being married. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you don't see today. Um, men as far as pleasing themselves, well, I don't think I can say it like this. It's cheaper, right? Uh, so uh, again, we're moving into a time where relationships are obviously being viewed differently from the man side, from the woman side. We're moving in time where relationships now are don't last as long, years ago, and quite I believe that what you see today is pretty much people that don't want real families. Back then, people used to want big families. So when you potentially dated, you potentially got with a partner and families came out, you got married. But today, when people date, they're not thinking about families. See, back then, that's what it was. Back then, they did it because they said, okay, look, this woman's gonna have my child. This man can be my father, my children. They had bigger families back then. People dating today are not thinking about families. It's just a physical attraction. So a lot of times after the first physical attraction, meet up because that's the type of time we live in. We're gonna meet up. We're gonna have some sex. After that, nothing else. Because that's what it was from the get go. It was just a physical attraction. So but a lot of people don't know the difference between real love and physical attraction because a lot of people place love on top of physical attraction. So they become confused. They love the physical, what they see, but love is very wide range. So again, when you first meet somebody, you're not gonna love them because you don't know them. You know what I'm saying? So you can't never say you got together because of love. Dating, again, I just look at dating as just another way of trying to. Today, dating is just another way of saying I don't want to be passed around. I still like to have my fun, but I don't want to be passed around. So a lot of times you don't see people being honest when they go date today. It's just sex. That's all it is. It's just two people getting together to have a physical attraction nowadays. It's nothing more than that.
I came across this really interesting video produced by the CNN's YouTube channel. The name of the video was called "Why the Rate of Single Men in the US Looking for Dates Has Declined." Now, of course, this video is based on the Pew Research article that was done roughly around last month. But for me, I was interested to see what they had to say, so I pressed play.
Last week, I delved here into recent data from the CDC suggesting major problems with regard to the mental health of our adolescents, surges in depression and suicidal ideation, especially true for our girls. This week, I found cause to worry about young men. This headline from The Hill, it caught my eye. Most young men are single, most young women are not. The story reported that as of 2022, Pew Research Center found 30% of U.S. adults are neither married, living with a partner, nor engaged in a committed relationship. Nearly half of all young adults are single. Now, look at these numbers. 34% of women, twice as many, a whopping 63% of men. What explains that?
If you have a utility meter like this on the side of your house, you could get paid to go solar for no money out of pocket. It costs nothing to install the panels, and you can immediately get a credit on your bill when your meter
I pulled the Pew study and I read with interest. Turns out since 2019, the share of single men who say they're looking for dates or a relationship has declined from 61% to 50%. In 2018, 28% of men ages 18 to 30 reported they'd had no sex in the past year, compared with 18% of women of that age. The Hill report said men in their 20s are more likely than women in their 20s to be romantically uninvolved, sexually dormant, friendless, and lonely. They stand at the vanguard of an epidemic of declining marriage, sexuality, and relationships that afflicts all of young America. Among the causes, among the factors, a reliance on social media and online porn. But also, more young women are hooking up with each other or dating and marrying slightly older men, and heterosexual women are getting more choosy. Other troubling statistics about men come from a 2021 study from the Survey Center for American Life. They found the share of men who have 6 or more close friends, which in 1990 was 55%, by 2021 had shrunk by half. Meanwhile, those with literally 0 close friends, which stood at 3% in 1990, has zoomed to 15%. An expert quoted by The Hill said this disconnect can have catastrophic consequences for young men. Quote, in the worst case scenario, the young American man's social disconnect can have tragic consequences. Young men commit suicide at 4 times the rate of young women. Younger women are largely responsible for rising rates of mass shootings, a trend that some researchers link to their growing social isolation. Well, those words reminded me of a conversation that I had over a year ago right here on CNN with NYU professor Scott Galloway.
Some of this information for many of us is normal. We know about this. But I think something that wasn't talked about in that Pew Research article was the fact that so many men used to have a lot of friends. Now, I want to stop right there because we don't think so much of it. Like when I was younger in the 90s, I had more friends because, I was less on the internet and obviously I was younger, but I always thought the reason why I have less friends is because, well, I'm a little bit older now and I'm living in a different country. So of course I don't have the friends that I used to have. And then I'm looking at this information here and I'm just seeing that there's a reason why men don't have friends. Now, what does that have to do with the lack of dating? Stick with me, okay? Now, in my grandfather's generation, and even in his older years, he had a lot of friends. What did those friends do? They went to church together. They went to picnics together. It was family functions, right? And because of that whole community aspect, we had much more of a community. What do I mean when I say a community? Well, in the black community, even in the 80s and 90s, which I call the last generation of Medea, you had a lot of blacks that had barbershops, blacks that had mechanic shops. You had blacks that had restaurants. So because of that community, money was circulating more than it does now. And of course, when you have those things, men are more masculine, and obviously you get to meet more people through that fellowship. But that's not how people are meeting today. It's very unlike it was when we were coming up. And that brings us to NYU professor of the School of Business, Mr. Scott Galloway. Now, he was on CNN last year talking about this same thing, and very interesting, Michael Smerconish, the guy you heard previously, noted that he was the only one that would take this interview. In other words, Mr. Galloway was talking about the problems that men were having, but a lot of the stations thought it would be misogynistic just for him to talk about the problems of men. So I want to add that. But Professor Scott Galloway breaks something down also in the second part of the interview about what's really going on with men in today's world.
And then, Scott, you toss in the influence of social media and how relationships today, they don't come from, in our era, happenstance and mingling, right? They come from swiping, and that further accelerates this issue. Am I right?
Oh, it's been the chaser to it. I mean, to have an honest conversation about this, we have to be honest, and that is that men and women have different mating criteria. One quarter of men saying economic viability is a key criteria in a mate. 3/4 of women say that is important. And when you're on a two-dimensional format, where now it's 1 and 2 relationships begin online, it used to be 1 and 4 just a few years ago, it gets distilled down to a small number of criteria. Specifically for men, it's does she look attractive? And specifically for men, is he able to signal his ability to garner resources in the future? An average attractive male on Tinder gets swiped less than 1% of the time. And there's 3 men on Tinder for every 1 woman. So you've distilled it, you've taken out one of the key components of mating dynamics, and that is vibe, humor, body language, pheromones, the ability to be, quite frankly, a little bit persistent in the pursuit of a romantic relationship. We have no third places anymore, no places to meet. People aren't going to bars, they aren't sports league, they aren't going to church, they aren't even going to work. So it gets distilled down to very 1 or 2 dimensional attributes. And the reality is women are much choosier than men, and they can apply those screens, and they allocate all of their attention to a small number of men that results in just essentially at the end of the day, a lack of opportunities. Chris Williams summarized it perfectly. He called it the high heels effect. In the last 40 years, more women have graduated from college than men, and they're not interested in mating with non-college grads. They now own more homes, single women, than single men. So what you have is women say they won't date anyone shorter than them, 50% of them. Effectively, what you have metaphorically over the last 40 years is women have been getting taller and taller, and men have been getting shorter and shorter. How many of us have said, I know a ton of great single women, they can't find a date? That's not true. They can't find a date. They can't find a man they find economically or emotionally viable. If we don't make a massive investment in young people and make more economically and emotionally viable men, we're going to see a lack of household formation, we're going to see a decline in the middle class, and we're going to see, quite frankly, just a lot of young men who are terrible citizens.
You know, I want to talk about this. This is very important. In today's world, most meetings, about 50%, are happening online.
For dating. No, short meaning that not enough masculine man, because it's not, it's like more feminine man. You gotta understand, majority of the men, they're not locked up. They're not with the, with the gang.
In young people and make more economically and emotionally viable. They now own more homes, single women, than single men. So what you have is women say they won't date anyone shorter than them, 50% of them. Effectively, what you have metaphorically over the last 40 years is women have been getting taller and taller, and men have been getting shorter and shorter. How many of us have said,
So the height mean that, but I mean, if the man is getting shorter, you gotta look at what the females are doing. Who are they mating with? You feel me? Who are they mating with? I mean, this is. I mean, what? Let's be honest. Let's be transparent. We just, as a man, for me as a man, I feel like, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. We just good for just working, get a job, die behind our job. We're just like we're. It's sad to say that going to my 40s, like I'm looking at life like I said earlier. If we know those relationships that we was putting ourselves into, if we know all the time, all the effort, and all the money that we spent to even to feel like, 'cause we was buying clothes to look fresh, we was buying shoes. What was we doing that for? Female. We're trying to get, like, spinners in our car, rims. For who? Females. We was buying baggy pants, baggy clothes. We was doing everything. For who? Females. Knowing what we know now, because those females, they have little sisters. Their little sisters is out of hand. Because two things happen. They come from a domestic family household that everybody's upside down, or they fall on their sister ways, their big sister. So we got majorities. What are we needed for? Just our money, few sex, and few food, no appreciation. Like you say, like we're not needed. They're just using us. When we love hard. We put our money, we put our time, we put our effort. We mean what we say when we really serious. They say they want serious men, but be honest with you, they don't want the reward of a bum. They don't want the reward of a bum, because the reward of a bum, that means they're gonna work double. Them and their children. They were saying that, oh, don't let no man use you. Don't let no man get it easy. True. But if the man earn, what are you gonna give him? You don't give him peace. You don't give him appreciation. You don't find ways so that can work together. What are we good for you? Work us, we die, we get your house. Then if we die, another man come in the same house we got for you. Let's be honest. Oh, man. Let's be honest. Right now you got a house. God forbid anything happen to you working out there. You know when you pass, who's gonna be in your bed? Are they gonna be living downstairs? Making new kids in your house. What are we good for? So I'm on the man's side. Let 60% don't date these females. Let them work, let them fix themselves. Let them stack their money. Let them invest. Because we know now what we know, we should have mess with them. We should have more money. We might have some more hairline, like my man over there. We might able to have the nicest car that we want to work. We might have a company. So when you look at the situation, what are we good for as a man? What are we good for? We don't get appreciation. Right now, we drop dead, another man gonna be between the legs. What loyalty we get from our woman that we're ready to sacrifice for? So definitely, I want my son and my daughter not to be, because the thing is, if you have a serious man, you gotta be a serious woman. Don't get a serious man and you're not serious. That means you're wasted. You're taking somebody else's position. Go deal with it, Pookie and Rere. Go get a baby here and there and there. Go through that reward. But don't go to somebody that have the mindset that's serious about life. You can't say you want a serious man. You want somebody to play around with you. No. So the 60% of men, that's why I say, I rather you, if you're going to do wrong the right way. Wrap it up. It's $160. Buy them. You paying for them to leave. For them to keep quiet. Leave. Get yourself together. Get around men. Have a social group of men. Because it seems like we getting, like I told you, they got our women fighting us. You can't have an argument in your house, you raise your voice. They're going to call the police on you. They're going to take you out of that house. We have no power except our seed and our time. So I'm telling the brothers, wear strap up, make some money, invest your money. If you got to go buy it, because it's better than chasing. Because guess what? The one you're chasing, a man that she's chasing don't want her. So stop trying to push yourself for you to get her attention. Let her go. Because the person she's chasing, she gonna keep on chasing him. She gonna chase him, she get pregnant by him. She gonna chase him. But you chase, don't chase him. Let them go. 60% stack your money. Invest. Because guess what's gonna happen? When Pookie and Rere knock them up, they're gonna look at you and envy you. They're gonna look at you and envy you. Because now, if they have a daughter and she's at 17, 18, because they were so fast, it's so wrong that their daughter now, you're able to get their daughter from their hand. Isn't that something? You're chasing after a girl, you ain't see her for 18 years, she got a daughter. You know what time is it? It's muffin time. Now, you bypass her and got her daughter, she gonna be mad. Like, hey, he wanted me, but now your daughter having the lifestyle you wish you had. So the question I ask woman, like, we get no appreciation, bro. That's why a lot of men suffer in silence. That's why I think that this platform is really men not telling you what they want. Men not verbally speaking out. But nobody care about our feelings. Nobody care what's in our mental. Because we know we die, somebody's gonna come in that house and get a piece of that meat. He gonna go shopping. Ain't gonna come in there. You in your grave stinking, trying to get everything together. Trying to prepare everything, you get a heart attack. What? Please, an ungrateful person? No. So I'm fully agreeing with, let the brothers, the 60%, just don't be beating your meat. Get yourself, if it's a Monday night, Wednesday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, unless you got 150, 160, go work, make your money, stay home, play your game. Don't deal with no argument. Don't deal with nobody bashing you. No being with somebody just belittling you. Think that you're a fool. Don't deal with that. Just buy it. You pay them. Hey, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Peace. I'm gonna see you next week. Nah, you can't see me next week. I have to get Coco. Coco? Who the hell is Coco? I'm paying you to leave. I'm getting Coco next in 2 more days. You can't leave. Oh, you wrong. But what they doing to us? We paying their phone bill. We paying the car note. And the man that don't deserve nothing get it for free. It might take us what? A month, 2 months, 3 months. Somebody get it in a 3 days. Is that easy for him to get for 3 days? You give me what? 7 months? You lost your mind. You lost your mind. So that's why I'm with the fellas. Buy it. It's $160. Buy it. Stop beating it. Leave these. If they don't want to go to a psychiatrist and fix themselves, they won't choose Pookie and Rere. I promise you. And when they come with that kid to you, close the door in their face. Close the door in their face. And so I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. I'm sorry to say that, but bruh, you gotta rebuke them. I rebuke this problem you trying to come and give me. Like when I was talking to yesterday, this guy is 52 years old, right? He went with his old lady. They've been together like more than 5 years, but he never proposed to her, he never married her. He said because there's something about her that, like, her vibe is like she trying to use me and live off of me, like a leech. You know, I left. When I left, she didn't even know it. She started making the bill go up. She tried becoming a very childish argument and all that. Now I said, bro, get your passport. Get your passport, bro. Revelation is gonna happen in this country for a woman. When you have 80% of bastard children, oh no, is it divorce rate? 80% of divorce rates of marriage, and if you educated, 90%. Any woman that's educated, got college degree, they get divorced 90%. Can you imagine 90% buying escort? They gonna be begging, man. Please, please. I will share you with another woman. I will share you, please, because I know Pookie and Rere is not responsible. I know Pookie and Rere, he just want to like to play with his toy soldier. He ain't gonna take care of me. He playing around too much. I know he got 5 other girls that he knocking down. No, please. I want somebody responsible. How you say responsible? You're giving an irresponsible man a child. How can you be responsible having sex, but you're irresponsible giving an irresponsible man a child? You can't say I was young and dumb. You're not dumb to open up. You was not young to take that pipe either. So somebody's lying somewhere. Hello. Hello. So look at his Zoom face. I was young. I wasn't young to take that pipe though. I was dumb. You wasn't dumb to open up. That was knocking at your door. Why you open up? I don't remember seeing you in the short bus.
Hey, look, you know the funny thing is they
have a syndrome. What's yours? Somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. They have a syndrome. What's yours? They keep on bashing their head at the wall. I understand that. What's your issue? In the next 10 to 20 years, the divorce rate, women gonna try to run back to their husband. Because all is out here is Pookie and Rere. Muffin time. And Power Rangers are too much out here. They're like Ash Ketchum. Gotta catch them all, Pokemon. They're out here with their Pokeball. Try to catch on. I'm going back in the 80s, man, the 90s, early 90s. Hey, Pokeball, man. They're throwing some good words out there. They got Ultra Ball, they got regular ball. So you got regular simp, you got Ultra simp. You got Master Pookie. Hey, that one, you gotta be afraid of that one. The Master Pookie, he catch any Pokemon out there. The Master Ball catch them. They're pregnant. Every time he throw the Pokeball out, he catch them. Got one. So it best you go back to your man, and by the same time, you gotta appreciate that because you have 100-some million women that's in the United States. For a man to get on his knees and say he want to marry you, that takes you away from that 100 million woman. That means you stand out. So if you give up that position, listen, the other woman try to take your position. But if you remove yourself from your position, the other woman gonna, 2 things. She gonna make his life better, or he gonna throw her back out. That's the 2 things. She gonna come in and make his life better, or you gonna throw her back out? So that's all I'm saying, bro. I agree with the 60%, man. Let them go ahead and just don't beat your meat. Just buy them. It's $160. Work. Go buy it. I'm not promoting you to be out there doing your thing now. Don't if you get to that point, go back to your hand. She have a handcuff for you. Go back to that hand. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Let me get number 6. Let me give him number 6. 6. Don't be like the master Pookie. He got master ball. Any woman he touch, he pregnant in them. Oh, mercy, Lord, mercy. I'm telling you guys, man. On the real tip, but that's the reality of things, because we're not having this type of conversation. There's no more delusion. There's no more delusion. You got 2 options. I always say this to y'all. There's 6 type of men. One of them is your husband. One is somebody's husband. One is somebody's boyfriend. One is somebody's baby daddy. One is somebody's fiance. And your husband. Your husband might be the regular ball. The regular guy. Don't go for the ultra ball now. Or the great ball. Oh, the great ball. He gonna take all your money. He gonna make you broke. Trust me. He gonna make you really broke. He gonna mess up your credit. That's the great ball. He not put his life so great. You be like, man, I'm losing my mind. He out there. They got regular ball, ultra ball, great ball, leaf ball, but the master ball, he never failed. He knocking them down. He throw that Pokeball out there. And females, know your position. Are you in a Pokeball? Which one is it? Because the regular dude, 9 to 5, that's husband. He out there. But you fighting to get out of there. Regular ball. You know how hard it is to catch? You used to play Pokemon? Great. Mr. Relly. Mr. Relly. Sound, huh? You used to play Pokemon? So just, you know how hard it is to catch a Pokemon with a great ball? A regular ball? You be out there fighting. They're trying to get out of the ball. They want to fight to get out of the relationship. You can't get mad at the result, baby. You choose that bum. I have another one too that I sent to you about a lady. She was talking about how her husband was on this book. She said she's 60-some years old. Her husband, her husband, what you call it? Her husband she left her husband because she got a better career. Or after she left her husband with a better career, now she's single. Her body count is going up. Oh yeah, this is the one right here. I got it. Hold on. I'm gonna send it to you, all right? Man, she was getting ran through, ran by, beat down, destroyed, demolished, put their foot down, crying, baby. They beat the mess out of that thing. That thing was it was like Rocky on #4 when his face is all jammed up. That's how bad they beat that thing. She can't walk right no more. She said she wrap her body up, she lose her value. They don't know, man. They can be men. Shit. Men have no pity. Yeah, you said what? I just sent it to your phone. Yeah, I sent the video. I don't know why my phone is so low. I don't know what this young thing. All right, let me see if I can. You said Mr. Sue?
I forgot. I had totally forgot. It'll come to me. I totally forgot. Yeah, no, it'll probably come back to me. It's probably just one of those moments I forgot. It has.
Hey. Yeah. Why you coughing like that? All right, sir, man. I appreciate you, man. But we just had a good conversation, man, because fellas, get your passport and get on that call. Leave the chicken alone. Leave the lotion alone too. $160. They're gonna learn.